Good morning, everybody. How you doing this morning? It is September. Not rushing the calendar a little. It is February 3rd. It is Phil Brilliant. That's simply brilliant. And hopefully everybody is going to enjoy the warm day today. I think we're going to hit 32 degrees. Uh, can't say it 100 times, but say it, be careful on the ice out there. Definitely slick as you walk. Boots are recommended. Yesterday, so where my office is, I always go next door to go get a sandwich for lunch or do something because I, don't always have a lot of time. So I climbed over the snow pile and almost took a big fall. Uh, but luckily that tree was there for me to grab and it worked out well. So be careful out there. And it's tough at the end of driveways. Sidewalks are very limited. If you have kids at bus stops, there's really nowhere for them to stand because snow is piled everywhere. But you know what? It's winter. It's going to happen. Hopefully, we'll have some warmer weather in the next couple weeks, and we'll see. We'll see where we end up. So, a couple things to talk about today, and gonna let's make sure that I am prepared to talk. One thing is, I always love when people who are not genuine people and basically people who use fake platforms and hide behind fake social media names or Facebook pages attack other people. And you know, not surprised that myself and the committee to recall Daniel Rodrick getting attacked by the mayor. It's a hoax. It's BS. If you go back and watch Wednesday's video, which I've done a couple times now, while I'm talking, he is just yelling fraud, hoax, bankrupt, all the stuff that he usually throws out there and a few more, you know. But I want to make one thing perfectly clear. And one, I'm not going to get bullied into doing something that he wants me to do because for some reason he thinks that we're just going to fold and show him all the names of the people who signed. I know in my heart two things. One, I promise people protection. If we didn't hit that number, we would not share the names. And I will hold true to that because we know I can go through the list again. Kevin Gagan, Silverton EMS, Chief Little, the police department, his son, um, you know, Terrence Turnback, Just Believe, people who he has a list probably in his office. Maybe he has a voodoo doll. I have a pain in my neck this morning. Who knows what it might be? But he goes one by one and pays back his vendettas and goes after people who he believes have gone after him or have held him back. That's called a bully, by the way. On the playground, they usually either get beaten up or get thrown into the corner. Um, and so, you know, he is thrown out this is a hoax. Okay, first of all, petition was certified by the clerk on August 19th. We started collecting signatures. In that itself, it's no hoax. Whether we collected one signature or almost 17,000 signatures, no hoax has occurred. Okay. We have collected and we did collect and we didn't hit our goal. We needed 18,464. I will tell you, I wanted a minimum of 20,000 because I knew, and as we're going through them still, what I'm seeing, people in Pine Lake Park signed, people signed multiple times. We had almost 400 people collecting signatures. John Doe didn't know who Jane Doe was collecting from. That's why you go through and verify them. And that's why, had we made 18,464 plus, we would have dropped it on the clerk's desk and he would have gone through them to verify how many signatures, single signatures of registered voters in Toms River had been completed. Remember, we did this twice before, and in both occasions, we submitted close to 5,000 signatures when we only needed 3,079 signatures because we knew people would get thrown out. In both of those instances, we verified every signature, so we were confident we had the minimum number. I was not confident we had the minimum number. I knew we didn't have the minimum number. That's why we didn't submit. And that's why we are still protecting the names of the people who signed. But I do want to show you something today, because a couple times the questions come up, and I apologize. I always say I apologize, and then I show you, I share my screen. So if I did this right, um, you should now see this screen right here, and there's a picture. And so this is my office. These are the petition pages, and I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head. It's over 3,000 pages, I think over 3,500 pages. And these are them. This right here, okay, are two legal size paper, copy paper, 500 each. So if this is 500 and this is 500, my simple math makes it 1,000. Okay. Now, again, this is in a tightly wrapped container. They're nicely neated and sorted by whatever. This is one, two, three, four piles of our petitions that were signed. Okay. If you want to make the assumption that this is, well, we know this is 1,000, you want to make the assumption that this is bigger than that, looks bigger than that, this looks bigger than that, this looks bigger than that. There's about, we can make an estimate here if we were doing logic, 4,000. Now I know there's 3,500 and something. I don't remember the number off the top of my head, and I apologize, I didn't prepare. And then so here's a video, of me kind of looking at the pages. Okay, here we are, going through, and you can see that they're notarized. I covered the names so people couldn't see. I'll stop real quick here. So I covered the names. You can't see who signed, but you can see these pages are notarized. And actually, this is my notary. If I go back a little, that's my notary. I can't see whose that is. That's somebody else, you know. And again, by the way, even this is I signed as certified. It's notarized by somebody else here. Um, and you go through, and this is what the pages are. Now I'm flipping through, and you can see that there's signatures throughout. There's a notary on the bottom there, you know. So this is not a hoax. This is not bullshit. This happened, go through, see the pages, keep going. Okay. There's ink on the pages going through. Okay. And make sure I go the right way. So this is it. So there's 18,464 signatures, 160 days. I don't remember exactly how many um, pages there were, but you look here, and here's what it is. So you see, this is the notarized. I'm looking down on the top of them. I signed here. Another person notarized it because I can't notarize my own signature. I signed here. Another person notarized it. This looks like Dana's signature. I think I have. Let's see if I go this way. Yeah, this is the other half of those piles. Somebody else signed here. It's notarized. You know, so this is what 3,500 pages looks like. This is what we did. I am not going to share who signed them because I promised that that wouldn't happen. We promised that wouldn't happen. We're not going back on our word. Um, So, we are going to, hopefully finish. We don't have a rush right now. We'll finish, certifying, and, maybe we'll be able to release if we want to, and if we choose to, what the actual final verified number is, because I'm going to say it once, I'll say it 100 times. 16,000, what did I just say that number was? I apologize. Uh, 16,963, don't, somewhere around there, total signatures, not verified signatures. We'll come up with a verified signature number after we go through all the petitions and verify them ourselves. We have some day jobs, so it's not something we can quickly do. With that said, I want to jump into something because, again, and my reason for doing that this morning is I don't like seeing bullshit put out there. And I think we're seeing a lot of that right now. And so wanted to show you what the petitions look like, show you the piles, and show you how many people in Toms River signed this petition. because they felt like they wanted change right now and was not happy with the administration, Dan Roderick's administration. I want to talk about something that came up the other day at a council meeting, and now Dan Roderick is putting it out there. I'll also tell you I'm not happy. I bought this new cup, this new holder, which is supposed to heat my coffee so my coffee stays warm. It's not working this morning. I'm not happy. Um, so, by the way, so there's a bunch of these fake newspapers that is run by Shore News Network, Let It Be New Jersey News, Conservative News, Tom's River News, Shore News, all these things. And, Daniel Rodrick uses them. And in the past, Tom's River's been paying for it. Jackson Township's been paying for it. I know Jackson Township has eliminated Shore News Network. Tom's River never approved them, but Dan Roderick put the invoices in and they were paid by the prior council. I haven't seen one yet on the bill list. We'll keep looking for it. But at last week's council meeting, there was something brought up relative to Dan Roderick going after Council President Sarkozy. Don't you want spray parks? Don't you want the kids to run through sprinklers? Don't you want that type of stuff in Tom's River? And Council President Sarkozy said no. He said, we have other things to do in Tom's River that is where we should be spending our money. And this turned into an article the yesterday that says Tom's River mayor vows to keep concerts in the park alive as council seeks to cancel and hire their political friend to a new job instead. First of all, one has nothing to do with the other. In the Tom's River Code, there is an ability to hire a council liaison. It's in the code. Prior to this administration, that position was filled. And what that does, now keep in mind, council members are not full-time employees to Tom's River. Council members don't get paid what the mayor gets paid. I think the mayor gets paid $75,000 plus health benefits, plus a car that he likes to drive all around New Jersey. Council members get, I believe, I got to look it up again, like $8,000 a year. They are eligible for health benefits if they want to. But, they have other jobs. Councilman Nivison runs a farm. He's a landscaper. Councilman Bradley is a cybersecurity expert who works for a company. Councilman Bianchini happens to be retired. Council President Sarkozy is a management company, property management, owns properties. Councilman Coleman, I apologize, I keep slipping, is retired. Councilman Aber works for Viola and is I guess I don't know exactly what he does. I believe he's a meter reader based upon what he testified at one of the council meetings. So they're not always around in town and everything like that. So this council liaison is the person who works between all of the offices. They're in the clerk's office because the clerk's office is run by the council, not the mayor. And this is the person who, hey, during the day, we need to establish an agenda meeting. Hey, can you get me this agenda item? Hey, can you call up and get me this resolution? That's what this person does, and that's the position they are trying to fill. The salary that's been put out there by the mayor is nowhere near what is in the statutory salary ordinance. Okay? This salary is set by a ordinance established by the township, not by the council. Okay? This just predates it. A prior council set that up. So forget what the mayor says, it's wrong. But I want to go back to the topic of this, concerts in the park and this sprinkler system that the mayor feels everybody wants splash parks. I would really love for you to comment on this post and other posts. Do you want a splash park in Huddy Park, in Shelter Cove, in Coxcrow Horse Farm Park? Okay. Those are things that he is planning. And I have in front of me here, it's tough to see, and I always do this wrong. This is the bill list from last meeting. And here is a $6,200 invoice to CME Associates, Huddy Splash Park improvements, $6,200. I will tell you that I have seen multiple invoices to multiple engineers. Okay. Here's CME once again. Boatworks concept plan, $3,600. Do you know how much money we're spending on engineering services to plan parks and water parks? To me, waste of money. Personal opinion. We have better things to do with our money in this town. And if Daniel Rodrick wants to keep saying, I cut the budget by $11 million, I'm saving taxpayers' money, I haven't seen a savings. And I'm talking about the municipal tax line. Forget about schools, forget about county. Okay. If you're doing all this, you save the health insurance $6 million to the employees in Tom's River. They haven't seen a reduction in what they're paying. I haven't seen a reduction in my taxes, but all I keep hearing is cut, 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 cut. And at the same time, you're spending money on things that one, maybe 2 months a year, somebody will able to be enjoying Tom's River. It'll be open to the public because it has to be. So if you have a Huddy Park, Bray Park, aside from the fact I don't know where people are going to park, do you think you're going to keep people out from South Tom's River, from Beechwood, from Pine Beach, from Bergen County when they come down for the weekend? No. Why do things for the minimum of the residents of Tom's River or for visitors when there's so much that needs to be done for the residents of Tom's River? And then as far as this, concert series goes, and I got to share this with you because I tell you all the time that I do things based upon fact, not fiction. Daniel Rodrick throws numbers out all the time, and those numbers are never backed up by anything. He never produces to you a budget. He never produces to you an invoice. He never produces to you anything. I do that all the time when I do these little Simply Brilliants. And I want to show you something. Okay, so if hopefully you can see that. I'm gonna blow my screen up a little. So this is 2024. That's when he became mayor and he brought some concerts in. We had fireworks, we had concerts. $80,000 was spent. Last year, okay, $83,000 was spent. I didn't, and actually, I'll tell you, these numbers are short of the actual costs because I don't have the police costs. I don't have the busing costs for people to be bused from Toms River High School East. I have a stage cost right here. I don't have all of them. Now you're like, oh, Phil, you made these numbers up, right? No, look at this. Here are the invoices. This is 2025. Here's fireworks, $41,000. Okay. Here's an invoice. That's the one concert in Shelter Park, $500. Let's go here. Here's movie night. Here's $6,500 in 2025. Here's another $1,600 to rent the movie screens. Here's a concert, $3,500, Shelter Cove for the Benjamins. Okay. Here's another one, $3,500 for Austin City. Here's $4,500. Okay. And you go through, and I got all the pages. I got all of it. Here's some 7,500. I'm sorry, 2,500. Great prices. Love to have them in my backyard. But I mean, is this really? Here's how the stage costs are. Here's this is 2025 again. Here's $21,000 for fireworks. This is 2024. Here's 5,200. So I'm telling you, I'm not making numbers up. I'm giving you the actual numbers. So $160,000 in 2 years. And I'm going to say that's probably closer to $200,000. And one, the Toms River Council did not approve this. This is costs where Daniel Rodrick is spending your money out of your checkbook for things that, one, last summer we were doing the Christ Episcopal Church petition because we thought they were going to take the property by eminent domain. And we sent people to every concert at Shelter Cove. And I will bring them on this Simply Brilliant to tell you a majority of the people there did not live in Toms River. So don't tell me this is for the residents of Toms River. This is because Daniel Rodrick, smoke and mirrors. You think that if you're getting concerts and you're getting fireworks, that everybody's happy. The old adage, no one raised my taxes. My garbage got picked up and my streets got plowed. Now, I will tell you, not all of our streets got plowed, and they didn't get plowed in a timely manner. And that is no fault of the Toms River DPW. It's the fault of management in Toms River Town Hall, and it's a fault of the fact that they didn't hire people in time. On this bill list that I have in front of me here, it's actually interesting, and I haven't gotten a chance to really get through it, you know, but January 22nd. So we had that one storm. This is before the big storm right, that was the weekend before. Here's $20,000 to plow Silverton and Anchorage. Here's $3,200 to plow the North Dover section. Here's $3,000 to plow this is all on the 14th of December, 14th of December, that one snowstorm we had. So I'm adding up here, I got $26,000 in snow plowing. And that's when streets got plowed very late on that day. So people, Toms River, wake up. Your money is being spent. And if Daniel Rodrick wants to give us a tax cut and take away concerts and fireworks and movies and all this other crapola, I'm quite certain there's nobody out there who's going to complain. This is what we need to watch in Toms River. This is the moving shell game of Daniel Rodrick. Pay close attention. Last thing I want to talk about, and this is one that's really bothering me right now, because I don't think we have an answer as Ocean County, and I'm not going to provide you an answer right now because I don't really have one. But I think it's important to be crystal clear, because people at the last council meeting, Daniel Rodrick yelled out, "You can't blame me and you can't blame Toms River for the situation of the unhoused, the homeless." I will say we can. And I will stand by that. And him yelling out to an individual at the microphone, "Get a job." There is no humanity in this guy. He doesn't think of people before himself. And that's a problem when you're a leader of the eighth largest municipality of New Jersey and you are the county seat, and you should set a freaking example for the people as well as the younger people. But I want to bring you to, there's an article, Asbury Park Press, November 22nd, 2023. Daniel Rodrick is not mayor, but he is the mayor-elect. This is after he tells Mayor Hill at the time, "Don't hire anybody, don't do any movements, don't do anything at all. I'll do everything when I get into the office." And the article is entitled, "Homeless Celebrate Thanksgiving at Toms River Camp. What is being done to find them homes?" November 2023. Minister Steve Brigham talks about bringing them meals. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It talks about, Brigham said he is not placing more people in the Winding River Park because the township and lawyer Jeffrey Wild have come to an agreement not to put more people on this site. This is 2023. But other camps for those experiencing homelessness exist, including a new one in Toms River on land that Brigham said is owned by Ocean County. And it goes on. It talks about it. It talks about trying to find people homes. Mayor Mo Hill and other officials have expressed concern about camp residents as the weather gets colder. Hill has said he is concerned that the campers' tents could collapse in heavy snowfall. And they started talking about what they can do. Paul Halse of Just Believe is quoted in here and basically says, "We operate the Just Believe Code Blue shelter on the township-owned property at Riverwood Park. It provides beds, meals, and also provides counseling to assist those. And he has a deal for hot showers at the Ocean County YMCA." This is one of two shelters that were currently existing. And it goes on to talk about how many people and what needs to be done. And, it was talking about a problem that needs to be addressed. Fast forward to October 29th, 2024, less than 1 year later, and the article, and these are Asbury Park Press articles, by the way, this is not fake news articles. Tom's River emptying homeless camps in the woods. What happens after the motel money runs out? Because we know we're starting to see the motel money running out. And the article says the remaining people who've been living in camps deep in the Toms River woods are moving out after Mayor Daniel Rodrick received approval from the Township Council to spend leftover ARPA money, that's American Rescue Plan fund money, to house people for up to 6 months. This is the found money he had. But we know, and he has even said at council meetings, he didn't spend the money because the county came in and spent the money. Okay. The county came in to help. Toms River and Daniel Rodrick did not help this situation. And the problem I have with all this, as we have temperatures in the single digits and lower every night, is we have about 60 beds in Toms River for the homeless population at the PIC building, which I've checked is filled up every night. Other options are people can go to Lakewood or people can go to Barnegat. Transportation is limited. Some people don't drive. They're sleeping in their cars. And unfortunately, we saw that terrible situation where the woman passed away in the Walmart parking lot sleeping in her car. This is not humane. This is not the solution. We need a bigger picture. And I'm calling upon Ocean County because Tom's River, this is a lightning rod. If you bring it up, he yells and screams at you at council meetings. He tells people to go get jobs. He tells you it's all because of drugs and mental illness. No. Some people are one paycheck away. It's about circumstances. I listened to a woman, Phyllis, talk a couple of weeks ago, and she talked about the fact how she had 3 jobs during COVID. And every time she personally got COVID, she lost a job because she would miss days of work. Now, 3 years living in her car, she still doesn't know where she's going, but she thinks they've found housing for her. And she continues to work every day. And she actually makes a comment that people who left their jobs or didn't work or stayed home, they got more money than she did for staying home during COVID because that's the way the government set it up. We have a problem. This is not a Toms River problem. It's not an Ocean County problem. It's not a New Jersey problem. It's not a United States problem. It's a problem of humanity that we all need to work on together. But when you have a brick wall in Toms River and somebody who will not even discuss the problem in an intelligent and calm way, how are you supposed to deal with that problem? You got to go around him. He's gone around everybody here in town, so it's time to go around him. I hope that somebody's listening, and I hope that something happens. So my name is Phil Brilliant. This is Simply Brilliant. It is February 3rd. I hope you all stay warm out there. Be careful. And remember again, follow on Facebook, Simply Brilliant, because I will be migrating everything over to this page and making my personal page private so that my personal time can stay personal. Thank you very much. Have a great day.